Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to my reading corner. I'm going to read an AR story for you today. This is called Love Splat. It is new to our class library, so hopefully not a lot of you have read it. Here is the code and the reading level on the back here. It is a 3.1, so it's a little bit of a challenge, so I'm reading it to you guys. Make sure that you select that somebody read it to you when you take your AR quiz. And if you need to listen to the story again before you take your quiz, go ahead and re-watch this video. I will ask you a couple of comprehension questions at the end to get you thinking before you take your quiz. So here is Love Splat. Splat stared into the bathroom mirror. A worried Splat stared back. His heart drummed and his tummy rumbled. He straightened his whiskers, ruffled his fur, and brushed his teeth. Today he wanted to look just right. After all, today was Valentine's Day. Splat had made cards for everyone in his class, and he also made a special card for a certain cat in his class. Kitten. She had snowy white paws and pea green eyes, and Splat liked her more than fish sticks and ice cream. But whenever Kitten saw Splat, she pulled his ears and poked his belly, tied his tail and called him smelly, then she'd run away. Well, that's not very nice. Why does she do that? Splat sighed. Seymour shook his head. Splat practiced his smile one last time and left the bathroom. His family wished him a very good morning. He ignored his breakfast and gazed at a little red envelope. On the front of the envelope, in Splat's very best writing, was a single name. Splat tucked the envelope in his bag and left for school. His tummy rumbled loudly all the way. He was so busy telling his tummy to be quiet that he didn't see Kitten coming around the corner. See the name on that little red envelope? Kitten. Splat! Uh-oh. He bumped into her. And when he tried to say sorry, his tongue turned to jelly, his legs wobbled like rubber, and his tummy rumbled louder than ever. This happened every time he saw Kitten. Uh-oh. Kitten gave Splat a funny look. Then she pulled his ears and poked his belly, tied his tail and called him smelly, and ran away. Why does she do that? He sighed. Seymour shook his head. Later, in cat school, all the class swapped their valentines. Splat sat at his desk clutching the little red envelope. I'll give it to her soon, he said to Seymour. But soon, it was recess. Splat sat quietly on a bench, still clutching the little red envelope. He didn't see the cat sneaking up behind him. Boo! Cried Spike. Splat jumped, dropped the little red envelope. Spike picked it up and read the name on the front. I like Kitten too, Spike announced. And I like her more than you do. But I like Kitten this much, said Splat. And I like her this much, said Spike. Aw, groaned Splat. Splat pulled a piece of chalk from his pocket and drew a heart on the ground. I like Kitten this much, he said. "And I like Kitten this much," said Spike, and he drew a heart around the whole playground. "Oh," groaned Splat. "I made Kitten a special Valentine card," Splat said. "You call that a card?" Spike said smugly. "Oh," groaned Splat, "it's not fair." Seymour shook his head. Splat's card looked teeny-weeny next to Spike's, and with a sigh, he threw it in the trash. Kitten opened Spike's card. The message inside read, "You are so lucky that I like you." Kitten smiled. Splat didn't, and he turned away. Splat didn't see the snowy white paws lift the little red envelope from the trash, or the pea green eyes reading the name on the front. Kitten took the card from the envelope and opened it. In Splat's very best writing were 3 little words: "I like you." Kitten sat down next to Splat and gave him a little pink envelope. On the front was a single name: Splat. Splat opened the envelope, and on the card was a rhyme. "Your fur is soft and I like to stroke it. You make a silly noise in your belly when I poke it. Your tail's so bendy it makes me laugh, and you smell really nice when you've just had a bath." Inside the card, in Kitten's very best writing, were 3 little words. There's her poem. I wonder what the 3 little words were that she wrote. I like you. Very cute. So since you guys are going to be writing a letter for your Charlotte's Web story today, I thought it'd be cute to read a story that also had some letter writing in it. So go ahead and take a quiz on this story. Go into your Clever, find your Renaissance reading, click on AR story. Go ahead and type in that code, or you can type in the title, whichever works. If you want to read the story again, go ahead. Think about some questions. What was a major event that happened in the story? Think about like a big turning point in the story or a big moment. Think about Plot Mountain. Think about something that would have happened at the peak of the mountain, the climax of the story. That would be a major event. Think about who some of the characters were. I can think of a handful of people. So I would think of at least 2 characters. And if they have names, what were their names? If you need to go back in the story, go ahead. This is a little trickier. The setting of the story. It didn't exactly tell you too much where this setting was, but if you go back and look at the pictures, I can tell you there's at least 2 settings, different places where the story takes place. So go ahead and try to figure that out. And if you were to tell somebody, little brother, little sister, mom or dad, a friend, what was the main idea of that story? If you could put it in a sentence or 2, what would you say? In 1 or 2 sentences, the main idea of that story. So go ahead and take your AR quiz. I'll wish you luck, and I'll see you back here later for more stories and high frequency words.